Today we have a very important video about money and mindset, and we're calling it Change the Way You Think About Money. One of the most popular misconceptions or even lies about money is that you have to trade your time in exchange for that additional money, and that's simply just not the case. I talk to a lot of people that have this mindset. They maybe have that W-2 position where they're working that 9-to-5 job. They get home, they've got family, they've got children at home that they want to spend time with, they want to go to their extracurricular activities. So just because you have that want or that desire to make more money doesn't mean that you necessarily have more time in your day. So how do those folks really transition into something or get involved in something where they can get our best friend, which is what we call passive income? Now, passive income, guys, is the true definition is going to be, obviously it can take a little bit of time and money up front, but over time, you are going to continue to make that revenue stream without, well, sometimes there's a little bit of involvement, but without much involvement at all. It's really more of a passive strategy where you're getting that mailbox money that we all so desire. And that's really where my journey started. It was shortly after college, and I did have that mindset very early on. I wanted to make money. Of course, just like everyone, I was hungry. I was in my 20s. How could I do that? And how could I have those kind of quote unquote side hustles where, if I did a little bit of the legwork up front or put a little money into something up front and planted those seeds, obviously I was able to harvest every month. So I was fortunate at the time, and still a best friend of mine today, my friend Eric. We were in kind of the same stage in life. He was a little bit older than I was. If he's watching this video, I like to call him 10 years older, but he's actually just a couple. But in any event, we kind of racked our brains and tried to figure out what we were going to do in life. At this point, we ultimately started a business about a year later that we still have 20 years later today. I'll get into that in some additional videos down the road here, but Eric and I actually started an LLC. It was called PIPA. It stood for Passive Income Producing Assets, PIPA. The first thing that we took a look at was ATM machines, so the automated teller machines, so where you're putting your debit card and you're taking cash out every day. Well, there's a surcharge on each one of those, and we were interested in getting those ATMs in kind of high traffic areas where we were getting a piece of every single transaction, and that is the true definition of passive income, just collecting those checks every month from people repeatedly putting their debit cards into those machines. Took a little bit of out-of-pocket money up front, a little bit of that legwork or sweat equity, if you will, to really get things going. And then at that point, it was fairly automated. Now, we had to touch it from time to time. Let me be very clear. All passive strategies aren't completely hands-off, but it was very minimal and certainly was not an exchange of time for dollars. We were making money and putting very, very little time, if any, in from one month to the next. And again, let me just be very clear. You don't have to be in love with any of these kind of side hustle or additional revenue stream businesses that you want to get involved in either. They were producing passive income though. And while we filled a demand, so there was a demand for people that were looking to have instant access to cash. What we did was I identified that demand, and then we created kind of that end game for it. There are millions of ideas out there like this. Guys, money is easy when you have that abundant mindset. It's very difficult when you have a scarcity mindset. So it's all in between your ears how you think about it. And regardless of the mindset that you have, the world stays the same. So why not have that abundance mindset and start playing the game? The two biggest reasons people don't think about money differently, the first would be risk aversion. Most people's mindset steers them clear of outcomes with higher uncertainty, even if the average outcome of the latter is equal to or higher than the monetary value of the certain one. Additionally, fear of failure is when we allow fear to stop us from doing things that can move us towards reaching our goals. That is an absolute no-no, guys. Everyone has that fear of failure, the inability to really take that first step. We can also call it the paralysis by analysis. You can always find reasons and kind of excuses, if you will, on not being willing to move forward with something. And that all boils down to kind of that fear of failure, that hesitancy, if you will. You can call it a number of different things, but kind of overcoming that mindset and, recognizing a good idea, believing in yourself, investing in yourself, and taking that next step. So let's look at the savings versus the playing game, making your money work for you instead of letting the bank make money on your money. So that's what happens when you put the money in the bank. They're putting it to work on their behalf, and you're seeing very, very low returns on that. According to the FDIC, the average savings account yields 0.04% interest rate. While it used to be easy to find a savings account with an average yield upwards of 3%, the rate drops after the Great Recession, thanks in large part to the Federal Reserve lowering and holding the rates from approximately 2008 to 2015. 4 rate hikes in 2018 helped boost APYs, but then they dropped them again 3 times in 2019, and here we stand today. Putting the money in the bank simply isn't going to move your financial needle, is the moral of this story. I personally have always tried to maintain multiple streams of income, and they don't have to be huge. Think about an additional stream of income that maybe brought $500 in monthly to your bottom line. Annualized, that's going to be an additional $6,000 for you and your family. Think about if you had 5 of those, 5 small ideas. They don't have to be some grandiose ideas, but 5 ideas that brought in $500 a month in positive cash flow. Can be life-changing money in many cases. You could take that money, you could invest it into something else. You could take that money, reinvest it in, and grow those businesses and scale them. Whatever you choose. Again, the right mindset is abundance because money is everywhere. Here's an experiment just to show you how much money is out there in the United States, guys. Average household income is roughly $87,000. Now, there are 128 million households in the U.S. Try and take 87,000, and I tried it on my iPhone. It broke my calculator. I tried to multiply $87,000 times 128 million households. The gravity of that number, and I laughed when I looked at my calculator, it's an astronomically large number. And then again, each of these households spends on average $164 a day. Why I'm sharing those numbers with you is because that just goes to show you how much money is out there, how much money is in each household, and how much money is being exchanged every day. It's literally trillions upon trillions of dollars. So how do you get a piece of that money is what we're talking about today. And again, it really just boils down to mindset. So when I'm asking myself these same questions, personally, my biggest game changer in my mindset is that I can always make more money, period. So I have spent years, obviously, developing my high income earning skills. I've done that through self-help. I've done that through continued education, obviously training. I'm an avid reader, all of those things that I can get. And most of those, I can build my brain and grow my vast knowledge and develop my high income earning skills for free. So, you can do that with a library card. I don't think those really exist anymore, but obviously there's tons of information online. We'll do another series here in a couple weeks about books that really I gravitated towards, and I took a lot of kind of nuggets from each one of them and implemented them into my business strategies and just my personal mindset to help me get where I've gotten today. But after developing those high income skills, really what that has done is created a safety net for myself. So training, self-help, making yourself a necessary and sought after commodity, and you'll never have to go without. Guys, that's the biggest protection measure out there. Anything that you want to do and you've got those high income producing skills, you're going to be successful in any endeavor that you choose. Now, did I ever have to change my behavior about money? And I guess the answer would be, maybe. Now, I'm not a big spender though. I like nice things. I like vacations. The most important thing to me though is my family. Now, when I first started making money, of course, like any younger guy, I was out there fascinated by buying the hottest car and, kind of living a little bit of a higher end lifestyle. That's just not where I'm at in life. That's just not important to me at this point, right or wrong or indifferent. What I like doing now is I enjoy watching my money grow more than going out and buying that next shiny object, which allows me to save and allows me to invest. Now, when I say save, I don't mean put the money in the bank, but save it for other things that I have to do, not spending on things that are going to automatically be depreciating. So, what can I do with that money as opposed to going out and buying a new car that can help move my financial needle in a positive direction? How did I change my mindset from a business standpoint? It was when I realized that I would make more money working on my business as opposed to in my business. So when you have your own business or you have your own side hustle or whatever the case may be, when you're spending your time inside of the business more in that employee mindset as opposed to kind of rising above it, looking at it from maybe that 30,000 foot vantage point, you're able to see maybe the cogs in the wheel. You're able to take a look at, different facets of that business and realize, maybe if I do this, that, or the other thing, that's going to ultimately benefit the business. It's going to benefit the employees, and ultimately it's going to benefit my bottom line. So changing that mindset from working in the business to working on the business resulted in exponential growth and sustainability in the companies that I've implemented those strategies in. The money mindset shift is absolutely the biggest thing from a psychological standpoint. So if you're watching this video today, be creative. Look at and leverage your network. Odds are they're out there looking for the same things. They just don't know where to start, just like you. So there definitely is strength in numbers. Have that kind of group of friends that, get together once a week and kind of spitball ideas. Your network is much larger than you think, and when you have other like-minded people that are looking to attain those same goals, that additional brain power obviously is going to generate and create some additional ideas. So implement that in your life. Take some time and write out some of these ideas and people in your circle that you think that you could share them with, no matter how crazy they sound. Think about Howard Schultz years ago when he started selling $6 cups of coffee, and now look at Starbucks today. So nothing is out of bounds, nothing is too crazy. You have to start somewhere. The one thing I know for certain is that financial change won't happen unless you change the way you think about money. As always, guys, if you like the content on the video today and you want to see more like it, drop a like below. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and everyone hit that bell so you can get notifications on the latest tips, strategies from one of the most popular YouTube channels out there, talking all things credit, capital, and cash flow. Until we see you again on our next video, make it a great day and take care.